I wanted to address whining, which seems to be a primary means of communication today. And our civilization, our country, would not exist if the people that started it and built it had done what people today do, which is whine constantly. I can't do this, I can't do that, because this happened to my ancestors, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. And there are people staring them in the face who are the same as they are, who have accomplished great things. So it's the civilization that we live in, and Western civilization in the United States is a primary component of that. Exist because people didn't whine. Yeah, people whine. I mean, they always have, and there's some who always will. But the people who built it went up against massive problems. And part of the reason I do this for my vast audience is to go over that and to talk about how we got here, and we're constantly forgetting that. Recently, the city of New York City Council overwhelmingly voted to remove a statue of Thomas Jefferson that had been in the chambers for 187 years. It's, I understand, a very good statue. But the reason being, he had owned slaves. And so the people that are now in the New York City Council can't handle that. They forget that they wouldn't have the ability to do their whining and moaning and groaning about being misplaced and this and that if it weren't for people, or well, for people like Thomas Jefferson. I mean, yeah, he was a conflicted man. He had problems. Who doesn't? But he worked through them, and he's probably one of the most brilliant people to ever walk on the planet. Did he make mistakes? Sure. But to judge him by what you have now, which you wouldn't have if it weren't for him and the other founders, is just the height of ridiculous. Yeah, and I hear it constantly from these puffed up people who can't see beyond their nose, and they don't learn anything. You've got libraries full of these magnificent books that will teach you how we got here, why we got here. And this is probably the most wonderful place to ever happen in the history of mankind. And we have people doing everything in their power to tear it down and destroy it because it ain't perfect. Well, there's never been perfect. There never will be perfect. There's never going to be perfect. And to destroy it because of the freedoms that were given to you by the very people you're trying to wipe out is just stupidity. And it just boggles the mind to think that there are people that sit down and they try to reinvent over and it's like socialism, communism, fascism. They're all the same damn thing. All of those are utopian ideals, and they don't care how many people they kill trying to achieve those utopian ideals of a wonderful place, blah, 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 and they're going to fertilize the planet with blood of millions of people in order to achieve that. Anybody that disagrees with them. So, and these primarily are people who are unable to do anything but whine at massive levels, decibels, pardon me. and they get attention because of this, you know, and this very instrument, this computer, this internet is here because of Western civilization and the people that founded it. So, and you have people that are using it to destroy. Their most firm intent is to destroy. Then what are they going to do? Because none of them will survive once this structure, this is gone, because they don't know how to survive without it. And they make the mistake of thinking it's going to last forever once they get rid of the evil Western civilization, the evil capitalism. And capitalism has its problems. It does. And there are things about it that I disagree with, because there are people in it who are just as dumb as the ones who want to destroy it. And they take advantage of it and use it in inappropriate ways, and not in ways that will make things better, which will only enrich themselves. And I have nothing against enriching yourself. I think it's a wonderful thing to do. But if you do it on the backs of the poor, which I think is somewhere in the Bible, then you ain't doing it right. And right now we've got, and have had for a long time, a lot of people in business that think the best way to achieve profitability is to ground their employees into the friggin' dirt and pay them nothing. And we've been hollowing out an industrial base to do just that and get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper labor. And now we're importing cheaper and cheaper and cheaper labor. I'm here to tell you that's going to lead to nowhere real faster than you think. In the 1950s, the United States had the highest paid workforce in the world, and they produced low-cost, high-quality goods. And what's replaced all that is utopianism, taxes to pay for the utopianism, and regulation to make sure the utopianism happens. So, anyway, that's the end of that rant. But you have a nice day.